All right, so we're going to talk about someone who I like to call the leader of the new school, not in terms of maybe rap lyricism and ability. He's not one of those top three, Kendrick, Cole, or Drake, but he's someone that I think he kind of gets overlooked, if anything like that. I think as he's kind of steered away from music, but ASAP Rocky, he's got a lot of intelligence, man. If you watch his interviews, you can see he's super level-headed and you can take a lot of gems from him. So we're going to break down some of his interviews and kind of just understand where he's got his mindset from and how those have helped him become successful and maintain that over 10 years. We got this first clip where ASAP's going to talk about keeping the negativity away and just being you, being authentic.
It is art since late teen. Who would have thought I would have did that? You know why? Because I didn't let the negativity hold me back. And that's what's holding y'all back. Negativity, man. Straight up.
Yeah, that's real.
Don't give a fuck what nobody say. Do what feels right to you. You know who you are. Do you. Know who you are and be you. And I'm me. I'm happy being me. Feel good to be me right now, man. Straight up.
Yo, I think ASAP's really an inspiration for the young generation. I think the fact that he's so young, he kind of grew up without the social media, but he also blew up off it. So he's got that kind of contrast in his mind state. And I think maybe because of his upbringing and the way that I know in Harlem they used to kind of joke around on each other a lot. I've seen Dame Dash talk about it. I think him having that mental toughness, it meant that whenever he was releasing music and everything, and then people around him were talking negative, he was able to block out those thoughts and still be able to do what he's doing. And that's why he talks about being himself. He was himself. ASAP Mobs were themselves, and literally with that one mixtape, he managed to blow up. So him staying authentic, pretty much blocking out that negativity and doing what he wanted to do, using that sound that he wanted to make, really helped him propel to the top. And that's really one of the reasons why he's still here and successful. Yeah, in this next clip, ASAP's just going to talk about keeping a level head during fame, how he's managed to just kind of deal with it, deal with the lights, deal with the money, and stay calm throughout it all.
Because you have a...
That's why I'm so humble.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to not have any of it. I know what it's like to be at home watching Bow Wow on 106 in Park. To actually not being able to watch yourself getting interviewed by Bow Wow on 106 in Park. I know what it's like. You know, I'm too busy to watch when I get interviewed by him now, but when I was a kid in the shelter, I used to watch him on there as a kid. You know, it's a show in America on BET. And I know the difference. I know what it's like to not have. I'm a chill person. I mean, you know, I be chilling. It's not really about the fame and all that. That's a plus. The fame, the money, the money's good. You know, the fame, the money, the girls, that's a plus. The fact that I'm actually talented and I'm making music, you know, and I'm inspiring people is what really gets me going. Inspiration, because some things need changing.
These clips are really interesting. I think we kind of get to see both sides of ASAP's personality, where in one clip he might be super hyped up, but then in the others, or one of the others, he's a lot more calm, a lot more mellow. And I think with this one, he's talking about how the fame and stuff like that doesn't startle him, and that's just because he's remained humble. He understands that it was only a few years ago that he was homeless and he was kind of struggling. So now, having all of those privileges, it doesn't really kind of change him. And if anything, he looks very indifferent. And I think him being able to block out all of those distractions and everything like that, and being able to keep that mellow mind frame, has helped him focus on this music. And you can see he hasn't lost himself. Like, if you compare the way that he speaks compared to a lot of other people that I've seen throughout their careers, he seems a lot more level-headed, and he's stayed very, very controlled in his kind of approach. And you can see that's why he doesn't really do anything crazy. He's very well spoken, and he seems to kind of know what he's talking about, and you can hear it, the quality of the music, that calmness is kind of showing through it. So I think that's one of the reasons why he's still successful to this day, and he's been able to last over 10 years, just keeping that level head and that humility. Right, next up we got ASAP at Oxford Union, just doing a speech talking about carving out his own lane, but also paying homage to those that came before him.
Maybe you could talk about your name, why you stylized it like that, especially like the Pretty Flocko and who that's in homage to.
I felt like with the name Rakim is like being named after like Tupac Shakur or Michael Jordan. You know, it was, I mean, those shoes are too big to try to fulfill, and I wanted to kind of pioneer my own legacy. You know, I wanted to leave back my own path. I didn't want to be like, oh, well, yeah, everybody knew about him because he came out and he had that famous rapper's name. And nah, man, I wanted to start respectfully. I wanted to earn my name, and that was the whole point of this last album, At Long Last ASAP, because it's basically, in the abbreviations, it's Allah, A-L-L-A. And it's like the return of the God MC. Rakim was the God MC, and I'm finally accepting that my name is Rakim, and I'm taking ownership of it. And I just want to make Rakim, my mother, my father, people, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, those kind of people, I want to make them proud.
Again, these clips have really showed a different example of ASAP and his character. I think in the first clip we see him super excited. Now with this one, I like the fact that again his dual personality is shown here, where he's been given the name Rakim. So in a way he kind of wants to carve his own lane, make his own lane, which is exactly what he did. But also, so that was in 2011 when he came out. He wanted to kind of carve his own lane. He made his own sound. 4 years later now, 2015, he wanted to kind of, after being uninspired with 2014 rap, 2015, he kind of wanted to bring it back. God MC's back, A-L-L-A, as he said before, and he just wants to make all of those MCs like Rakim, Nas, and all of those before him proud. So I think him having respect for his elders, and then also later in the interview, he talks about how beforehand you should have respect for your elders, but now he's having respect for the younger people because he knows that as the generations go, they're going to get doubly smart. So I think everything with ASAP in terms of the clips that we're talking about today has all been mindset. Him having either mental toughness or him kind of being visionary or even being humble and paying homage to the elders and also people with more knowledge than him. And I think all of those have just helped him be more successful and survive.